Wednesday. It's Glitter Pit. Today, not really. I'm actually live over in the chat. I think it's over here, or maybe it's over here. Go to the chat room. I'm live right now with you guys, all right? As me and my husband are traveling across the U.S. in his truck / his motorcycle. We're going to be gone till after Labor Day. So I thought I would make this really cute video for you for this awesome fun fold card. But first, let me go ahead and put this in picture-in-picture. How's everybody doing today? I know, this is so weird. All right, let's go ahead and put this in picture-in-picture. There we go. All right, so quick reminders. We have one more week left of the bonus coupons to cash them in. Also, one more week left of the kits, which you can see here. So one more week. This will be, I think, closing next. When is the 31st? I think the 31st is next Wednesday, right? And that's our anniversary. Or maybe that's the 30th. Whatever day the 31st is, that's our wedding anniversary too. So these specials will be closing out. The last day will be August 31st. So come September 1st, the coupons will be expired. And then the kits will no longer be up to 30% off savings, all right? I also have the printable for today's card. I do not have the cutting measurements for today's card on the printable. So there is a little spot down here on the printable. So if you just want to go ahead and print it off, and then you can take notes on how you would describe how to cut. Because it is a little confusing because you're going to be cutting in a few different places. So, but this is it's like a gatefold card, but it's got two little windows on it. And you'll see why I made this card for my husband for our anniversary. Well, it's actually one of two cards that I'm giving him. But this one is just so cute. It is using the Supremely Awesome stamp set. And every one of these greetings are awesome for my husband, which I'm sure you guys will feel the same way about your loved ones. But this stamp set is so cute and so perfect for this fun fold card. And then also I have a new host code posted on my website, which is this host code for a small gift that will be mailed out mid to late September. Can you believe it's September already? Oh my gosh, it's flying by. Soon it's going to be Christmas, and then it's going to be September again in 2024. All right, so this is the host code for September, and this is for a small gift, okay? So let's go ahead and show you the card that we're making. Let me actually put this up on my board here. And then, remember, we will be back here in my office after Labor Day, all right? So if you guys have any questions, feel free, you guys can text me or email me, but I'm not really 100% sure on if I'm going to have connection. I am on my phone. I'm not taking my laptop or anything. Okay, so there's the stamp set. It's in the annual catalog too. And then this is the card. Look how cute, and it closes up like this. So the idea is that this panel over here on the right-hand side closes behind the pizza guy. So then it folds flat to mail in a regular size envelope. And then it sits up so cute. Isn't that adorable? All right, so you guys ready to make it? Let's do it. You guys can do it. I trust you. You guys can handle this kind of card. Now, I did cut out and stamp a little bit ahead. I cut out the pizzas and one of the greetings. So let's go ahead and give you all the measurements. So I'm using the Real Red cardstock, and this is cut at 5.5 by 10.5. And then you're going to need 3 pieces of basic white. And these are all cut at, let me see here. These are all cut at 2 7/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so these are for the 3 panels on the inside. And then those white pieces are going to layer onto the basic black, which these 3 are cut at 3 by 3 3/8. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut and score this piece. Remember, you're going to take notes, because if you guys could only see the way I take notes and when I score, cut, it might be even more confusing than just watching the video and taking your own notes. Because don't you guys find that when you take your own notes, you can kind of understand what you're writing? I don't know. You'd probably look at my writing and say, what is she talking about? Sometimes I even wonder myself. All right, so you're going to need your bone folder. to score all these pieces. All right, so let's score first along the 10.5-inch side of your real red piece. Do you want me to take my face out of here so you can see this full screen? Let me do that. All right, that's going to be a little bit better because I'm going to be using this whole paper trimmer here with the arm open. All right, so 10.5 inches across the top. We're going to score this first at 1 3/4. Remember, you're going to score, not cut. 1 3/4, 3.5, 7. I did write these on the PDF or the printable. I did write the score lines. 8 3/4. So after 7, it's 8 3/4. Now this is where it's going to be a little confusing on how I should have wrote it on the printable. So take notes here. You're going to turn this on the 5.5-inch side. Let me just double check this. Yep, 5.5. You're going to turn it and you're going to line it up at 1 inch. You can use the 1 inch on your right-hand side of your trimmer or on the left. So 1 inch over here or 1 inch over here. It doesn't matter. Okay? You're going to do both sides anyway. Okay, so you're going to line it up. I'm going to line it up on the right-hand side first at 1 inch. And let me fold my score line so you guys can see this kind of, sort of. I'm hoping so. Just folding it both ways so you can see my score line. So we're going to line up this edge at 1 inch. And we're going to cut between those two score lines that we just made at the 1 3/4 and the 3.5. Then we're going to slide it down, but we're not going to cut all that. We're just going to cut between these two score lines and these two score lines. Okay, so let's do that first. So once again, I'm going to line it up at 1 inch. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see where I'm cutting. Yeah, I was going to make this card in black, so I thought, well, maybe that wouldn't be so good. But red's not looking very good either. Can you see the score lines right here? Yeah, you guys can see it, kind of, sort of. All right, so 1 inch, and we're going to cut now. We're going to start at the 1 3/4 on your cutting arm. So 1 3/4 cut, and then you're going to cut down to the 3.5. Okay, oh wait, I got to push that in. It came out. Hold on, there we go. Okay, so 1 3/4 down to 3.5. And then hold your cardstock there and then lift it up and see if you, I got to cut it a little bit longer here. So just move it down a little bit more. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to pick up the arm and slide it down to 7. Remember, that was our next score line, was 7. And then cut that down to 8 3/8, or 3/4, sorry, 8 3/4. So cut from 7 down to 8 3/4. And again, keep it in place. Oh, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to cut it a little bit more. Okay. Now, you're going to flip this over or slide it over to the 1 inch side, or I'm going to turn it over to the other side. And again, you're going to do the exact same thing. So line it up at 1 inch on this right-hand side. Sorry. Line it up at 1 inch. And then again, cut your two score lines, like connect them together. So 1 3/4 down to 3.5. I'm just lifting that. Oh, that one looks pretty good. Then we're going to lift up the arm and we're going to slide our cutting blade down to 7. Remember, when you put your copy paper on your cutting arm, you can see those numbers. And on the blade, there's like a little dash line. You can see right where that lines up at the 7. Okay, so then 7 to 8 3/4. A little bit more. Okay, so then that looks perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it. And now we're going to cut. See, this is the next step. We're going to line this up at 3.5. Let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, score it. Remember, we scored at 1 3/4 and 3.5, right? So now we're going to line this edge up over here at 3.5. Now we're going to cut on the 3.5-inch score line and connect those two cut lines that we just made this way. Sorry, maybe I should zoom out and say that all over again because I wasn't zoomed out. Okay, so after we've cut our score line, or cut our slit between the two score lines, we're going to turn it on the 10.5-inch side. And now we're going to line this edge up over here at 3.5. Now we're going to cut to connect that cut line and that cut line. Remember when we cut them this way? Now we're going to make a connection between those cut lines. So line it up at 3.5. So that should be right on that score line that we scored at 3.5. Now we're going to line this up at, what is that cut at? 1 inch, I believe. Yep, 1 inch down to 4.5. That should connect. I feel like I'm off a little bit here. Hold on a second. 4.5 down to 1. Is that good? Well, mine is all jagged up, so I gotta recut that here with my scissors. Hold on a second. Yours will not be this way. I'm just trying to keep my big old head out of the camera. Okay, so let's cut this off here. I'm just connecting those dots. See how my trimmer kind of jagged that up a little bit? So I'm just gonna finish that edge a little bit smoother. There we go. Okay? And I might as well cut this off here too. We'll do the other side a little bit better. Okay? All right, so then your flap, this should be like your window part. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over to the other side and do the exact same thing. So we're going to line this edge up at 3.5, right? So this should be that second score line. You have your one score line right here, and then you have your second score line there. So that should also be 3.5. So now we're going to connect those two cut lines. So once again, we're going to start at 1 inch. 1 inch down to 4.5. Oh, I felt it that time when I cut it. Lift it up. No, a little bit more. Down. Up. Yes, that looks way better. See, then this is the second panel right here. We'll get it together one of these days. So now you're going to fold your card in like this. But this is actually going to go on the top. So it's going to fold in like this now. Ta-da! Do you see how it worked? So this panel right here on the right is going to tuck in to this cutout window back here. And that's how the card is going to actually be folded to put inside of your envelope. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, now that we got the card base cut, now we're going to go ahead and add our pieces. But first we're going to stamp our 3 basic white pieces. So let me get my Memento ink. And we're going to stamp our pizza guy on one of these panels here. The panels are not cut big enough to cut or to stamp his whole image, so it's going to cut off his feet. But that's all right. It gets the pizza, it gets his apron in there. All right, and then also your card is going to go, your basic white cardstock is going to go onto the basic black, and your card is going to go on like this. Onto, oh wait, yeah, onto your real red piece right here, okay? So we're going to make, so this is your 3-inch side across the top for the basic white. This is how we're supposed to stamp it. The other way will be too big. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp our pizza guy right about there. So cute. See, it cut off his feet a little bit. Oh, well. All right, and then we're going to stamp on the other 2 pieces of basic white. We're going to stamp our greeting on one of them, which is the greeting that says, "You've got a pizza, my heart." Isn't that cute? All right, so we're going to stamp this right in the center. Right there. And then this one, we're going to actually stamp on some scrap white. So let me grab some of that. Okay, so we got some scrap, and we're going to stamp our greeting. We're going to stamp all the greetings. We're going to stamp the two remaining greetings, I guess you should say. So this one is going to be for the inside, which says, "Together we make a deluxe combo." And then this one is going to say, "You're supremely awesome." So it's the name of the stamp set, Supremely Awesome. And then while we got the black ink out, we're going to go ahead and stamp our 4 pieces of the pizza slices. And I'm using the small one. There's also a pizza slice that's a little bit bigger. So I'm using the smaller one. Okay. All right. So I think that's it for the stamping. Oh no, I got to stamp the real red too, but we're going to go ahead and clean that off with the pizza. I got my Simply Chamois here. We're going to clean off our slice of pizza because I'm going to stamp on the real red cardstock with real red. So let's go ahead and do that next. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to color in those pieces of pizza. All right, so we're going to stamp our little piece of pizza all along these edges here, around the outside edge. And you want to turn your block or your cardstock when you're stamping so they're not all symmetrical. Stamp them different, you know what I mean? So stamping it along the side, along the bottom. Stamp this one like this. Can you guys see me stamping here? Turn the stamp. You want it to be all different ways, stamping off of the cardstock onto your grid paper, just random. Plus the black cardstock is going to cover up your window here, so that's why you're just stamping the edge. And the real red on top of the real red makes it look like a watermark. Tone on tone, monochromatic. Just kind of bringing all the whole pizza theme of this card together. Okay, so we're just going to stamp all around the edges. And this was with the real red onto the real red cardstock. Okay, now we're going to color. Let me see here, my pizza guy. Let's do him first. I got all my blends that I use to color all my images. Let me grab these out over here. Okay, so first we're going to color in the pepperoni, and I'm using the Cajun Craze Light for the pepperoni. And this would be on the slices too, so I'll go ahead and color those in as well. I felt like the Cajun Craze Light looked more like pepperoni instead of like the red. Now, one thing too with this pizza stamp set is the slices have like onions or green peppers on them. And the big pie here is just got pepperoni. So I'm just coloring in the pepperoni here. Let me zoom in a little bit for the coloring so you guys can see what I'm doing for that. All right, let me color in the guy here. Color in the pepperoni because I do need him to be finished to put him on my finished card. Now you can also stamp this pie or pizza pie, stamp it again on some scrap paper. Now I would also color in all these 4 pieces, but I've already cut those out. So I'm just showing you how I colored it, all right? But if you want to stamp this pizza and then hand cut it out and then pop that up on dimensionals, you can do that too. All right, and then for the cheese, we're going to use the Daffodil Dark. And I'm going to color, I'm not going to color it like fully color it in. I'm just going to kind of scribble or sketch it in because cheese never really is like fully in the pizza. You know what I mean? Let me show you. See how it's kind of sketchy with the cheese? kind of looks legit, I guess. And then you're also going to do your slices the same way. Just kind of scribble it onto the pizza slice. Let me do this one too. Okay. All right, you got the idea. And then we're going to take our crumb cake and color in the crust with the crumb cake light is with the crust. I thought that looked pretty good. Don't they look cute? And then I'm going to use the bullet tip on this crumb cake because this is just the edge of my pie that I want to color in. I think I need another crumb cake marker here. Okay. And then the pan for the pizza, I'm using the gray granite dark. And that's the pan right underneath the crumb cake area. Okay. So I'll show you that up close. So there is a difference with the pan, the crust, and then the pizza pie, right? Then we're going to use the petal pink for the pizza guy. We're going to color in his hands and his face. Don't forget this hand over there. Okay, and then the pants are going to color in with the Azure Afternoon. And I'm just going to color that with the brush tip. Color that in. So cute. All right, and then one more thing. We're going to take the basic black and I'm going to color in the apron tie right here. I'm going to color that in with the black. Okay. And then one more thing. You guys know I like to take the pool party light, and we're going to outline the pizza guy and the pizza. And it's just a matter of adding a little tiny shadow around this whole image to make them pop. I like pool party the best. You could also use the smoky slate if you wanted. Okay, so there's my pizza guy. Isn't he cute? I love it. All right, and then the Granny Apple Green I used for the green peppers on the slices of pizza. This could be onions. This could be really whatever you want it to be, but I thought it'd be cute just to add a little bit more color. So I added the Granny Apple Green dark for that. Okay, so that's how I colored all the images. All right, now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to zoom out first to show you how I'm cutting all the greetings. Let me zoom out there. All right, so let me put my markers back over here. Okay, get my paper snips, and we're just going to cut out the pizza slices. Like I said, I've already cut all 4 of them out, but I'm going to show you how I did that. They're really super easy to cut out. And we're just popping these up on the 2 other greetings on the inside of my card, just to kind of tie the whole pizza theme together, you know, make it really cute. Okay, so just cut the pizza like that. And then for the greetings, this is what I did for the greetings. We're going to cut, you know how I like to cut all the words, especially these 2, because I want them to fit onto the panels right here, or this one right here, but they're too big. So we're going to do what Dawn does, right? So we're just going to cut these words into separate panels. So we're going to cut this deluxe combo here. Now this one's kind of tricky because together has that little G there. So it's going to be really tight. That's why I kind of cut it tighter here, just because the top is going to be just as tight. So let me see here. We're going to cut with the paper snips the deluxe combo. We're going to separate that from the top part of the greeting. like that. Okay. Then we're going to cut the deluxe combo in two, so into half. So we have the deluxe combo, and then we're just going to trim. Got my fingers not picking that up good. All right, so we're going to cut the, together we make a deluxe combo, right? So then this is going to be for the inside section. So we're going to cut the together, and then the we, and then make a is going to be one panel. So this is the whole greeting, but we cut it into sections. So now we can put it on this panel here. Okay. And then this one is going to go on the front. So see, this is too big for the front panel. So again, we're going to cut this down into 3 separate words. So you're supremely awesome. So cut your supremely awesome. And then you can adjust the cutting of the words down if you need them to be. See, some of them you can't because they got the little tail at the bottom, like the Y and the P on the supremely. And then the your with the Y. Let's trim that down a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to use those. The deluxe combo one I've already got on dimensionals, so I'm just going to use those. But you would pop these up on mini dimensionals. And I've already got mine here, already popped up. And I'm using the black mini dimensionals. Remember, the black dimensionals come in a combo pack, so you get the full size dimensionals and the mini dimensionals in the black, and it's like that season, Halloween and stuff's coming up. So, and then I also put the mini dimensionals on the pieces of pizza already too. So let's go ahead and put all them over here. Okay, so I got all my pizzas. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put this together. We make a deluxe combo. So we're going to put our together. And this is the panel. Remember, this is the 3-inch side across the top, or the 2 7/8 side across the top. So together, let me move this over a little bit more. Together, we make a deluxe combo. I love it. Deluxe combo. So cute. It's like a play on words. You guys know. It's like, that's what makes it so sweet, I think. Especially, you know, for those that love pizza. So deluxe and then combo. Okay, and then this is where you're going to put 2 slices of your pizza. I'm going to put one going like this, and then one on the other side, opposite it. Turn it the other way. I feel like this has got to be moved over a little bit. Together. Yeah, that looks better. More centered, right? Together we make a deluxe combo. Okay, so then this is going to get put onto our basic black layer. This is going to go in the center of our card for like the right in the middle of the card. All right, and then we got our pizza guy. I'm going to put him on our black piece. And then we're going to take your supremely awesome. We're going to take our dimensionals and put them on there. dimensionals. Oh, stuck to my fingernail. Pulled off 2. All right, let me just peel off the backings. And then we'll put the words on right underneath the pie. So you're right here. You're supremely awesome. Isn't that cute? You're supremely awesome. Even though that is not a supreme pizza, but no judging, right? And then this one, you've got a pizza, my heart. This is also going to get the last 2 pieces of the slices of pizza. Kind of like what we did for the inside part. But we're going to put one up here. And then one down here. Like that. Isn't that cute? Now this is going to go on the other side of the pizza guy. On the front of the card where the windows are. Layer it onto your basic black. Just like that. Okay, now let's put it on our card. So now here's the trick. Got those already done here. We got our 3 pieces. So here's the trick. We're going to put our adhesive on this window right here. You see where that's folding at the 1 3/4 score line. So we're only going to put adhesive here and right here. So we're going to put adhesive. I'm just using the Stampin' Seal there and right here. That's it. Okay, and then we're going to take our pizza guy and we're just going to center that on that flap, just like, oh, let me go up a little bit more. Put it right on that section right there. So you can see it's, and the reason you want to put it only on this flap is because this is actually going to be moving too. Remember? So when you fold it, it moves. Okay? So then we're going to take our You've Got a Pizza, My Heart. We're going to put it on this side over here. So cute. See, now this is going to get tucked up underneath that behind the pizza guy to close our card. Just like that. Love it. All right, and then this one is going to go right in the center, kind of like sandwich it between the 2 other panels. So you have your 3 right in a row here. So it should fit right on that center panel, just like that. So there's your card. And then here's the first one, the sample. Okay, so you can see how it opens up. Now you're probably wondering where you're going to sign it, right? So you would definitely put like another, maybe make 4 of these, a black and another white of your layers, and just put it on the back, and then you can sign it back there. I don't know. It's just so cute. I love it. All right. So the printable is listed down below, and if it's not, it will be on my blog tomorrow at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Also, if you got my newsletter, the printable should be on that newsletter. And then I also wanted to give you guys a heads up. There's going to be 2 options that you can pick for the paper share this year, or for this holiday mini catalog. One option is just for the standard designer paper, which is not the specialty paper. And then option number 2 is going to be the regular designer paper with the specialty paper. Okay, so it's totally up to you. I usually just do the regular designer paper, but I was asking my husband, he's like, well, let them choose which one they want to do. So this is the option. You have 1 and 2 with the specialty paper and 1 without. So whatever one you choose, there will be all the descriptions on what's included in the paper shares on my newsletter. And then you can decide which ones you guys want from there. All right. So the paper share will be ordered September 6th is when the mini catalog goes live. I can't pre-order anytime before then. So we are not to collect money until at least a week before the catalog goes live. So stay tuned for the option to pre-order the paper share, okay? So this week's newsletter was just to tell you what was option 1 and option 2. So definitely go back and look at that. I will also have a blog post closer to the time when you guys can pre-order the paper share. So all that will be posted on my website. Okay. All right, so there's your card. Let me set them up. They're so much cuter when they're sitting up. Plus, it sits up so cute. You can see all the greetings, and you can see the cute pizza guy. Isn't it adorable the way it sits up? I love it. And then once again, here is the printable that will be on my website tomorrow if it's not listed down below. I try to get everything scheduled so while I'm away, you guys can do that, but I definitely put it in the newsletter, and I'm hoping it went out on time. So, but worst case scenario, it is over on my website starting tomorrow on Thursday at 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. All right. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys hopefully next Wednesday. I'm going to try to do another video for you guys on next Wednesday, making another fun fold. So I will see you guys next week.